When the Duchy of Cornwall prepared its official annual financial reports for the 2023-2024 fiscal year, sharp-eyed royal observers noticed a striking, shocking omission. Annabel Elliott's long-standing design contract had not been renewed. There was no public press release, no official statement of gratitude, and no ceremony honoring her 2 decades of continuous service to the estate. With a single stroke of his pen, Prince William struck Queen Camilla's sister completely off the royal payroll. To the external media and the general public, the decision was framed as routine corporate restructuring, a modern manager bringing in new design vendors and streamlining operational budgets. But inside the thick stone walls of Buckingham Palace and Clarence House, the decision detonated like a massive political bomb. Annabel Elliott was not just an interior decorator. She was Camilla's absolute closest confidante, her personal rock, and the woman who had stood fiercely by her side through the darkest, most brutal years of public backlash in the 1990s. Annabel had even served as an official coronation attendant inside Westminster Abbey, standing mere inches behind Camilla as she was crowned queen. By ruthlessly terminating Annabel's contract, William systematically severed Queen Camilla's last remaining operational and financial link to the royal estate. A palace insider close to the situation made a statement that echoed through the corridors of royal journalism. It was never about the money. It was entirely about the message. And her family is no longer welcome or permitted to profit in the new kingdom. Official palace spokespeople attempted to diffuse the story, claiming that the duchy's internal staff had gained sufficient expertise under Annabel's long mentorship to handle design tasks independently. But nobody within royal circles believed the corporate cover story. William was sending an unmistakable, uncompromising signal to King Charles and Queen Camilla. The Duchy of Cornwall belongs exclusively to the heir to the throne. It is not a private family piggy bank. It is not a mechanism for nepotism, and it will never be utilized to enrich, empower, or elevate the Parker Bowles dynasty. First, her son was turned away at the gates of Windsor Castle. Then, her sister was stripped of her lucrative contract and removed from the royal payroll. Queen Camilla was forced to watch as her family's influence was methodically, systematically dismantled, by the very man who will one day sit on the throne of England. To view Prince William's actions as petty personal revenge or simple family spite is to completely misunderstand the vast scope of what the Prince of Wales is actively building. This is not simple emotional reactivity. This is grand strategic planning for the survival of the British monarchy. Since assuming the title of Prince of Wales, William has recognized that the institution faces a profound existential crisis in the 21st century. The era of Queen Elizabeth II, a 70-year reign built on quiet deference, imperial tradition, and unquestioned public respect, is officially over.
William looks at the modern world and sees a public that is increasingly skeptical of royal privilege, taxpayer funding, and palace opacity. He sees a younger generation that questions the very relevance of a hereditary monarchy. He looks at his own family and sees the catastrophic fallout of recent years. His brother, Prince Harry, walking away from public duty to launch a high-powered media war against the institution. His uncle, Prince Andrew, stripped of his military titles and public roles following devastating global scandals, and his stepmother, Queen Camilla, whose non-royal relatives were quietly attempting to build a secondary court inside the palace walls. In Prince William's mind, the long-term survival of the House of Windsor depends on one brutal, non-negotiable principle: absolute, uncompromising streamlining. King Charles's long era as Prince of Wales was frequently defined by compromise and sentimental management. Charles spent decades attempting to balance his public duty to the crown with his personal, desperate desire to elevate Camilla, make her accepted by the establishment, and ensure her family felt integrated. In doing so, Charles created dangerous gray areas, allowing non-royal family members into private palace quarters, granting lucrative favors, and blurring the strict boundaries of constitutional protocol. Prince William is actively eliminating every single gray area that his father created. Under William's direct leadership, the operational strategy of the Prince of Wales's office has become notoriously efficient, disciplined, and corporate. Longtime appointees, advisors, and contractors from the Charles and Camilla era are being quietly transitioned out of service. Contracts are subjected to rigorous financial audits, unnecessary expenditures are brutally slashed, and any hint of family favoritism is eliminated instantly. William's vision for the future of the British monarchy is crystal clear. The institution must consist strictly of the core bloodline, the sovereign, the heir, and their direct working descendants, specifically Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. There will be absolutely zero extended entourage. That means no step-siblings occupying palace apartments, no external family contracts funded by royal estates, and no elevated public roles for non-working relatives. Royalty is an onerous constitutional duty, not an hereditary pass to personal prestige or financial gain. Camilla attempted to transform the monarchy into a modern blended family, but William is forcefully reminding the world that the crown is a cold, constitutional institution governed by iron laws of bloodline and duty. In this high-stakes power struggle, Prince William does not stand alone. Standing resolutely beside him is Catherine, Princess of Wales, a woman whose immense public popularity, flawless devotion to duty, and incredible dignity have made her the single most valuable asset the modern royal family possesses. While Camilla fought for decades to rehabilitate her public image through high-priced PR advisors and carefully placed press leaks, Catherine earned the deep affection of the British public organically through grace, humility, and flawless service. Insiders reveal that Catherine fully and unreservedly supports William's strict boundary setting regarding the Parker Bowles family. As a mother, Catherine is intensely protective of her children's future and the integrity of the line of succession. She understands that every attempt by Queen Camilla to elevate Tom Parker Bowles or Laura Lopes distracts from the core mission of the royal family and dilutes the public focus on Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Together, William and Catherine have constructed an impenetrable fortress around their young family and the future of the crown. They are not merely waiting in the wings to inherit the throne, they are actively dictating the terms under which the monarchy operates today, effectively establishing a co-regency that limits King Charles's ability to make sweeping family concessions. She wears the crown. She sits beside the king. She resides in the most historic and heavily fortified palaces on earth, and yet, on a night meant to celebrate the absolute pinnacle of British royal majesty, Queen Camilla's own son was physically turned away at the gates of Windsor Castle. He didn't make it past security. He didn't get a seat at the banquet table. And the order to stop him wasn't given by palace guards acting on a minor administrative mix-up. It was personally issued by Prince William. This was not a scheduling conflict, nor was it a routine security oversight. This was a cold, calculated, and deliberate line drawn in the stone of Windsor Castle by the future King of England. It was an unmistakable message sent directly to his stepmother: even if you manage to marry into this institution and wear its highest titles, your non-royal bloodline ends strictly at the palace doors. Behind the heavy velvet curtains of Buckingham Palace and Clarence House, a silent, systematic power struggle has reached its absolute breaking point between the Prince of Wales and Queen Camilla. To truly understand how deep this rift runs and why it exploded so publicly, we have to look back at the night of the prestigious Windsor Charity Gala. The event was meticulously designed by palace aides to be a masterclass in grand royal optics. Foreign diplomats, global benefactors, high society aristocrats, and international press were all gathered beneath the sparkling chandeliers to showcase a unified, modern, and majestic monarchy under the newly established reign of King Charles III. Behind the scenes, however, Queen Camilla had been quietly working for months to execute a personal family agenda. She wanted her eldest son, Tom Parker Bowles, to be officially integrated into the formal royal fold. Camilla wanted formal royal recognition for her children, starting with a seat at official state functions. She urged King Charles to ensure her son, Tom Parker Bowles, was invited to the Windsor Gala. Charles approached William, asking him to accommodate Camilla's wish. Prince William did not debate or compromise. To him, this was a state occasion steeped in symbolism. Guest lists send an indelible message about who holds power. When the official guest list was sealed by William's office, Tom's name was nowhere to be found. On the night of the gala, Tom attempted to enter alongside his mother's security detail. What happened next is unprecedented. Royal protection officers, under direct orders from Prince William, intercepted the vehicle. Tom was politely but firmly turned away at the gates while international dignitaries swept past. Inside, Queen Camilla walked the red carpet alone alongside King Charles. She smiled for the cameras, but staff noted her jaw was clenched and her hands trembled, absorbing a devastating public humiliation. When the doors locked, Camilla collapsed into tears, realizing the unbridgeable gulf between her comfortable illusions and William's uncompromising reality. For William, this stance is rooted in childhood trauma, public grief, and the eternal memory of Princess Diana. When Prince William ascends the throne, will Camilla be completely banished to the margins? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more royal updates.